Okay, day 4. Let's see if she gets in. I might put a little more pressure on her today than I have been, but we'll see. Do you want to come in the trailer? I don't want to rush her or make her kind of go backwards in what we've been doing. But good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Do you want to come in more? Good girl. Okay, so I like that. I do want to put a little bit of pressure and see how she does. Good girl. Good breath. Good girl. You want to try? Good girl. Good girl. It's okay. So the whites of our eyes are showing again, so I'm gonna not put any more pressure on her. At some point I would like this to be a timely process where we just march right on. Not that 4 minutes is bad. Last time when we videoed we were at 4 minutes, but I'd like to be able to just walk on and have her load. So we're gonna work in that direction. But no pressure on the rope, see? Just clucking. Do you wanna get on? She's like, I don't know. So stressful. You're okay, honey. You do have little worried eyebrows. Good girl. Super. Good girl. Wouldn't that be cool if she just got on? We've got to beat our record of 4 minutes, Mama. Do you want to take another half an inch forward? So even though I'm clocking at her, like it's not a rush. You want to try? Because we're building confidence in 2 areas, right? We're building confidence in her getting on the trailer and confidence in the trailer, but also confidence in me that when I put pressure on, I put a fair amount of pressure on. So for right now, with her little worried eyebrows and what we've been doing, I feel like a cluck is a fair amount of pressure. And if I feel like she's struggling with it, which I think she is a little bit right now, I'm not gonna do too much. Good girl. You're okay. I don't want to put enough pressure on her that she gets worried or we go backwards. But I do need to know when I can put pressure on her, so you got to kind of feel it out. Hi, Mama. Can you focus? Good girl. So she was busy looking out of the trailer. And I'm going to kind of get a little bit more not necessarily onto her about it, but I'm gonna kind of tell her not to do that much anymore. Good girl. We don't need to be smelling the same oil we've been smelling for 4 days. Good girl. Okay, so this tells me, good girl, that we're right about where we need to be. So she's still okay, but I've I've touched the tip of the iceberg on what she can handle. So that's okay. It's good to know. Good girl. Yes, you're okay. Would you like a pet, or are you going to back out if I come pet you? It's okay. Yeah. Oh, yes. Say hi. Oh, I get kisses, penny kisses. Oh, I love penny kisses. Thank you. It's very sweet of you. See her little worried eyebrows. They just look a little concerned. Oh, I like that she's letting me pet her. This is pretty big. This petting is a good thing. She's relaxing into it. You can't see, but that's what we want. We want to be able to have me create relaxation in the place that scares her or stresses her out. That is ideal. So the other day, she got on in 4 minutes. We are sitting at 6 minutes and 18 seconds. So she's struggling a little bit today. But here I feel she's almost zoning out a little bit. So I'm going to put her back to work. Just a gentle touch on the lead rope and a gentle click at her to kind of say, hey, let's... Really, that's kind of gross. Don't sniff that. To get her focus back on work. So when you guys are wondering when to add pressure, okay, so we're starting to see some confidence develop last time. So we're going to go ahead and, hey, try to keep that confidence, but kind of move the needle forward. It's okay. Good girl. I like that she didn't go backwards. She did shift. So I like that she's kind of processing and thinking and moving herself forward. Good girl. Good girl. I'll go pet her again, because why not? Her eyebrows look less worried. See? Less worried. Curious. Hi. Hi. Yes. Less worried though. See that? No whites of her eyes showing. Okay, there she shifted backwards. It's important to pay attention to that. Because when you kind of hit this spot where you're putting pressure and they are like struggling to process the pressure, you could very easily create panic if you continue the pressure. So again, good girl. Okay, that's the first time that I've asked her to get on the trailer. Good girl. Good girl. That's the first time I've asked her to get on. The rest of the times she's loaded herself and done a fabulous job. Good girl. Good girl. So now we might start getting to some more interesting behavior because the pressure is increasing. Just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. Good girl. And you might see that you go backwards in your training, right? You might see like she's been loading herself great and things have been going fine. And then you add a little pressure and she decides, I'm not getting back on the trailer. And you're back to day one, right? Which is where this is all I get. And if that happens, don't be discouraged. Because you've added something new, right? It's not... She's a little sleepy. It's not that the horse actually is going backwards in their training. It's that the horse is now processing something new. Okay? So the new is me clucking at her. And any more pressure than that is too much. because she's already struggling. You can see she's already struggling to just manage with that. Good girl. I wish that I had a cookie. I didn't grab cookies. I always think about grabbing cookies and then I forget, and then I'm in the trailer and I'm like, oh, it would be nice to have cookies or grain or something. Oh my goodness, okay. Are you headed out? Bye!
So next week then?
Yep. Yeah, I'll see you. Bye. And there's movement next to the trailer, and so she's kind of processing that. So I'm not gonna, I didn't stop her with the rope, by the way. I just opted not to move because she's not actually going too far. But she's gonna be busy with the car that's leaving. Do you want to try to get back on? Good girl. Good girl. Good job. She's like, what are the new rules to this game? Good girl. Good girl. Totally fine with the timing on that. And I'm totally fine with the shift of weight there. She thought about it. She really did think about coming forward. And then she was like, I'm not sure. It's okay. She's fine, because I think what she's trying to think about right now, if I was Penny, if I was thinking the things that she was thinking, it would probably be, this lady has not put any pressure on me at all. Now she's clucking at me, so there's a little bit of pressure. And the concern then is, if I give to that pressure, will she put more pressure on? Right? So now we're building trust with a small amount of pressure. Good girl. Super. Super girl. Good job. Good girl. Good. Good girl. And she doesn't know. I don't think she's concerned. Like, her face, she looks sleepy. I don't think she's concerned. I think she's trying to feel out how patient I am and how much I'm going to ask of her. Hi. We're still in here. We still have a job. So I just jiggled. We have a task to accomplish, little mama. We just have a task. I wonder if I have a... That would be so mean. I think I have a peppermint wrapper in my pocket. I do. There's no peppermint in it, though. Oh, that would be so mean. Okay, so here's the deal with adding incentive within the trailer. Something like a cookie. If you add that, you have to maintain the same rules for the rest of the game, okay? You can't then add the sugar or add the peppermint or add the cookie. Good girl. Good girl. And change the rules, okay? Because as soon as you add the incentive, if you start changing the rules, you open the door for negotiation. And then when they earn the cookie, changes. If you're not steadfast, okay? So you can get desperate, and I could take the roll out of my pocket, and I could take a step towards her, and then I could take another step towards her, and then I could rub it on her nose, and then I could borrow and beg and plead for her to take one more step onto the trailer, and I'm not going to do it. She has to come all the way on the trailer, and she doesn't know this, but I'm going to have to then get her off the trailer and go get a peppermint to give it to her. Because I don't actually have a peppermint, so it's going to be really easy for me to not budge because I don't have one. I just have an empty wrapper. But I love that she's like resting. Do you see this? Well, you can't see it now, but she was resting her back feet. She's like, this is... She's much more confident today. I still have the wrapper in my pocket, so every once in a while I just kind of crinkle it. She's like, what do you have? You're so funny, Penny. Also, be careful that when you do sessions like this, you don't do them when you are in a time crunch. Because it means that you subconsciously will be putting pressure on the horse more so than you think. And they're never going to do it in that time frame. They're just not. Like when you don't have time, it's going to take you all the time in the world. Hey, focus. Thank you. But when you do have time, it'll take you 4 minutes to load. Right? What is that? Good girl. Good girl. Yes. Nummy, nummy. You can almost taste it. How rude. So this would be really easy for me to give it to her, right? Stick it on her nose. Be like, come on, Penny. Just take 2 more steps. Hi. Don't do it. Guys, don't do it. Don't negotiate. We don't negotiate with bay mares. No. Come here. Hi. Hi. You want it bad. Yeah. Come on. I love this. Look at the confidence on her face. She's like, I just want the cookie. I'm not actually scared of the trailer. I just want the cookie. 3 days ago, she was terrified of the trailer. You could see her little worried eyebrows, funny stance, little nostril flare. Penny, just get on the trailer, girlfriend. Oh, yeah. She's annoyed. She's like, bribery, we will do. Pressure is beneath me. Is it beneath you, Penny? Oh, you want it bad. Yeah. So tempting, guys, to just take that lead rope and just give her a little pull. And convince myself in my head, it'll be fine. She'll just get right on the trailer. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Instead, back up further into your corner. Oh, this is a battle of wills. Are you frustrated? You stinky little girl. Oh, look at her. She's like, I lowered myself to beg you for the cookie, and you did not give it to me. I am offended. It's okay. I don't know what that was, but you don't have to be worried about that noise. Okay, so she's not worried about me clucking at her anymore. Cheers! Cheers! Don't do that. Thank you. Oh, she didn't like that. So I just moved the rope a little bit, like, hey, we're talking. And she kind of gave me this really subtle look of like, don't touch my halter. Like, it was really, really subtle, and it was there for a second, and you're probably not going to be able to see it on the video. But it was very clearly like, I need you to not pull on my face because I won't be able to handle it. Fine. I won't pull in your face. I won't do it. I won't do it. I'll kind of come boop you. Not with a cookie, though. Good girl. Yes. Good girl. So big pets. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Good girl. Well done. Well done. Good girl. Okay, let's get a peppermint. Okay, guys, we went and we got a peppermint, and it was perfect. I had 2 peppermints left, so I grabbed the other one, and I put it in my pocket. And so we are ready. So again, I'm not actually putting pressure on. I'm just clucking. That's all I'm doing. I'm just clucking. I gotta get my other peppermint here. Okay, and I think what I'm trying to do is create a positive response to pressure, because I feel like she has a negative response to pressure when it comes to the trailer. Yes, you do. And so we're trying to change her interpretation of pressure in the trailer. Beautiful. That's gorgeous. Do you get it? You're so funny. To mean that pressure and her moving forward to the pressure means positive reward. Okay? Don't pull on the rope. Just let her have her moment. I am going to be a little bit more firm about where her head goes, though, because she's a little bit... What are you doing? Girlfriend. What are you doing? Okay, are you coming? Are you getting on the trailer? Good girl. So this is where we talked about short sessions, right? Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So we talked about short sessions and how beneficial those short sessions are. This is where the long sessions happen. The short sessions are helpful because they build trust, build confidence, so that you can do one of these long sessions. Oh, do you think I have a cookie for you? You're so funny because you're right. I do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good girl. You want it. Oh, you want it bad. Yeah. Don't over crinkle your candy wrappers. Or if you have grain and you're shaking it, don't over shake it, because at some point they're going to be like, they're going to tune you out. So you just kind of wait until they like not paying attention. And then you get their attention back. I'm trying to like bust it out of its wrapper one-handed in my pocket. Come. And you'll notice like, yeah, good girl. I was doing like one cluck, and now she's managing to deal with my one cluck really well. So she's getting more. Come. But I'm not actually like putting any pressure on her. I'm literally just making noise. Are you coming? You're so funny. What do I have? What do I have? Do I have something yummy? See how our ears aren't doing anything anymore? I may have crinkled it too much. Mmm. We have a little worried eyebrow. A little bit of whites of her eyes. She's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm doing really bad about keeping her in the frame. Sorry. That's not a boredom sigh. Again, that's just like we talked about a couple of videos ago about how sometimes I just breathe for them. Are you smelling my vent? Okay, so another thing I'm really excited about, she did get a little pressure on that one because I didn't move fast enough. Good girl. And good girl. She didn't freak out. She just handled it. Come, come. I actually do have a peppermint. Like, it's already here. Yeah, you can't have it, though. Good girl. I know. The first time I told you I had it and we had to go get it. And it was delayed. This time I actually have it. But if you don't get on the trailer, I'm going to eat it. Mmm. Yes. Oh, you want it so bad. You have to get on. Yeah, you have to get on. She's so funny. I love that, like, begging look they give you. Good girl. She's like, please. Please, please. Good girl. It's okay. You can fumble with your back feet. I know. You are, like, totally ready to get on. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, she might. I want to be done there, but I also want her to get all the way on. So I'm really excited because she got off and I just kind of kept the pressure and she got right back on. Good girl. Good girl. That was really good. This is a really good girl. So I am looking for a spot to end on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You don't have to get off. So she shifted, and then she came back to me. So that's nice. She's like, I don't know. I'm not letting her sniff the floor like I used to. She says, I don't know how I feel about this. Good girl. Super good girl. So I did just put a little pressure on her and she did come. So there you go. Here's some of it. Good girl. That's yummy, isn't it? So again, guys, we're building trust. This isn't about getting in the trailer. I mean, it is. Like, don't get me wrong. That's the ultimate goal, right? But I'm going to get there a lot faster if I have her trust. So, yes, good. Good girl. So I'm going to see if I can just... Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Super. So I'm putting the smallest, tiniest, itty bitty amount of pressure on her halter that I can get. I don't need her running backwards and freaking out. I don't need to undo everything that I've already done. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, so you know how I said don't negotiate? This is not negotiation. This was a pivot. Okay. Good girl. The pivot is I've actually started putting a little bit more pressure on her. And she's doing really, really well with it. So she's getting a cookie because she responded to my pressure. And I want to create positive association with pressure. The difference is I'm not here begging her to get on the trailer. Okay, I'm not working on my bribery techniques to try to like coerce her to get on the trailer. That's not what I'm doing. I did notice that she was kind of stuck in a spot. And so we pivoted and we changed to a different way of working through that tension and still moving her towards ultimately getting in the trailer. I hope that makes sense. Coercion would be, please, Penny, please get on the trailer. Here's the cookie, putting it in front of her nose, begging her, borrowing, and pleading for her to get on the trailer. I'm not doing that. I am now working on pressure, release, reward. Hi. Pressure. Please, just one more. Good. Okay, so I didn't take the pressure off, but I also didn't allow the pressure to increase when she picked her head up. So that's important because I think sometimes when horses run backwards out of the trailer, you're okay. Good girl. Good girl. That was so good. I'm going to be greedy. Good girl. Okay, so what I liked about that is I put pressure on and she stopped going backwards. That was huge. Yeah, that was yummy, wasn't it? Okay, so now I'm going to do something that I haven't done. I'm going to tell her to back off the trailer. I haven't told her to do that. She's done it herself, so I'm going to do it now. Penny, back. Good girl. Okay, so I think even though she didn't get on today, well, I mean, she did one time, but she didn't get back on. I'm not good girl. I'm not even like, look at this. What the heck, man? Good girl. Good job. Okay, so now though, guys, look at this, okay? She didn't get on the trailer, okay? But she wants to. She wants to work with me. She wants what I have. She's okay if I put pressure on. We're just hanging out and it's okay. And then I'm the one that told her to back off instead of her. So that's the other thing I'm going to start doing differently. Good girl. You were done, but good girl. Okay, so I'm going to start saying, yeah, you can get off the trailer. Good girl. I wonder, can I tell you to get on? Good girl. Pat her. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. You take step. One step. Good girl. Back. Back. Good girl. All right, we are done for the day. I like that. I like that we're having progression forward with me working her at the trailer. It's not just me giving her space to work through her anxiety. Like now I can actually work her. And you see how she's like wanting to work. It's not that she's concerned and working because I'm telling her to work. She's wanting. She's hunting. Good girl. Good girl. See, she's hunting to get on and do what I want. She's like, what do you have for me? And I've created a space for her to be comfortable. So now when I put pressure on, she doesn't care. Hi. Yes. Yes, you're a good girl. Back. Good girl. Okay, I'm gonna, before I like really work her and make her upset with life, I'm gonna put her away. Good girl.